Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Preventive. Today, we're diving into a topic that's super important but also kind of hilarious. Prepping. We're talking about those essential items you definitely want stashed away, but maybe not something you want your neighbors asking about. Trust me, these are the things that could make you the most popular person on the block if, things ever went sideways. But hey, no need to be all doom and gloom about it. We're gonna have some fun with this. Hey, preppers, ready to find out the 15 items your friends and neighbors definitely don't need to know you have? Stick around because these items will keep you one step ahead and we'll add a dash of humor. Let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with the basics. A fully stocked first aid kit. This isn't just about a couple of Band-Aids and some antiseptic wipes, people. We're talking the whole 9 yards. Gauze pads, medical tape, antibiotic ointment, pain relievers, the works. You never know when a minor scrape could turn into a major need for medical supplies. And trust me, you want to be the one with the goods when that happens. Now, I know what you're thinking. Won't people think I'm crazy for having all this stuff? Nah, just play it cool. Tell them you're planning a massive birthday party for your pet iguana, Sparky, and you're expecting a lot of clumsy kids. Works every time. Okay, next up is something even more essential. Canned goods and water. Listen, forget diamonds. Canned peaches are a prepper's best friend. We're talking beans, soups, fruits, veggies, anything that can last on a shelf for like a decade. And don't even get me started on water. You need gallons of the stuff. But here's the thing. You can't just have a couple of cans rolling around in your pantry. You need a stockpile that would make a grocery store manager jealous. And when people come over and see your impressive collection, just tell them you're training for the Construction World Championships, where you build giant sculptures out of canned food. For charity, of course. Now let's talk about light, or rather the lack of it. When the grid goes down, you don't want to be stumbling around in the dark. That's why you need flashlights. And not just any flashlights, my friend. We're talking heavy-duty, tactical flashlights that could probably signal Batman if you needed him. And don't forget the batteries. Seriously, stock up on those bad boys like they're going out of style, because in a blackout, they basically are. If anyone questions your flashlight obsession, just tell them you're a big fan of nighttime astronomy. For those late-night stargazing sessions. All right, it's time to channel your inner MacGyver because we're talking multi-tools. These babies are like the Swiss Army knives of survival. Need to cut something? Boom, there's a blade. Need to fix a screw? Bam, screwdriver attachment. Need to fight off a horde of zombies? Okay, maybe not that, but you get the idea. Having a good multi-tool is like having a whole toolbox in your pocket, plus it's just plain cool. And if anyone asks why you need something so intense, just tell them you're building a life-size replica of the Eiffel Tower out of toothpicks. Hey, a prepper's gotta have hobbies. Let's face it, when the world ends, you're going to want something other than canned beans to eat. That's where gardening comes in. Now, you don't need to turn your backyard into a scene from Little House on the Prairie, but having some basic seeds and gardening tools can be a game changer. Imagine being able to supplement your diet with fresh fruits, veggies, and herbs. Plus, gardening is actually really therapeutic. Just picture yourself tending to your tomato plants while everyone else is fighting over the last Twinkie. As for why you have all this gardening gear, just tell everyone you're planning on entering the world's largest pumpkin competition. Okay, let's get real for a second. Staying healthy is crucial in any situation, but especially in a survival scenario. That's why having a good supply of essential medications and supplements is non-negotiable. We're talking pain relievers, allergy meds, vitamins, electrolytes, the works. And look, I'm not saying you need to become a doctor overnight, but having a basic understanding of first aid and common ailments can be incredibly valuable. Plus, you never know when you might need to barter for something. Forget gold. A bottle of ibuprofen could be worth its weight in bottled water one day. If anyone questions your mini pharmacy, just tell them you're training for a medical-themed escape room. All right, let's talk about communication. In a grid-down situation, your smartphone might be about as useful as a brick. That's why having alternative communication devices is crucial. Think walkie-talkies, weather radios, maybe even a good old-fashioned ham radio if you're feeling really adventurous. Being able to communicate with the outside world, or even just with loved ones who might be in a different location, can be a huge relief and a major tactical advantage. Plus, learning how to use a ham radio is just plain cool. It's like having your own secret code. If anyone asks why you have all this communication gear, tell them you're a huge fan of retro technology. Okay, let's talk about staying warm. I'm not just talking about a cozy blanket and a cup of hot cocoa, although those are great too. I'm talking about being prepared for serious cold, the kind that could freeze your socks off. That's why you need thermal blankets, warm clothing layers, hats, gloves, the works. And don't underestimate the power of a good fire starter. Being able to start a fire quickly and efficiently can make all the difference in a survival situation. Plus, there's just something primal and satisfying about building a fire. If anyone asks about your winter gear in the middle of summer, just tell them you're training for a polar bear plunge. For charity, of course. Now let's talk about knowledge. In a crisis, knowing what to do and how to do it can be the difference between life and death. That's why having a collection of survival books and prep guides is like having a secret weapon. These books can teach you everything from basic first aid to building a shelter to finding food and water in the wild. Seriously, the information in these books is invaluable. Plus, reading about survival stuff is just plain interesting. It's like watching a real-life action movie, but with the added bonus of potentially saving your life. If anyone asks about your survival library, tell them you're doing research for your upcoming role as a rugged outdoorsman in a community theater production. Chapter 10. Let's face it, when the world goes haywire, things are going to break. That's why having a well-stocked toolbox and some basic repair equipment is essential. We're talking hammers, screwdrivers, wrenches, duct tape, because duct tape fixes everything. The works. Being able to fix things yourself can save you a lot of headaches and potentially even keep you safe. Plus, there's a certain sense of satisfaction that comes with being able to fix things yourself. If anyone questions your extensive tool collection, just tell them you're starting your own home repair business on the side. You know, just in case this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out. Chapter 11. Now let's talk about food, but not just any food. I'm talking about emergency food rations, the kind that can last for years without going bad. These are your survival staples, your backup plan when the pantry is running low. Think MREs, freeze-dried meals, protein bars, anything that's calorie-dense and shelf-stable. Now I'll be honest, emergency rations aren't exactly known for their gourmet flavors. But hey, in a pinch, they'll get the job done. Plus, you can always spice things up with some hot sauce. If anyone asks about your stash of emergency rations, tell them you're training for a competitive eating contest. Chapter 12. We've already talked about the importance of storing water, but what if your supply runs low? That's where water purification tablets come in. These little tablets can turn even the murkiest puddle of water into something safe to drink. Now, I'm not saying it's going to taste like Evian, but it'll keep you hydrated, which is the most important thing. Plus, knowing how to purify water is a valuable survival skill. If anyone asks why you have a lifetime supply of water purification tablets, tell them you're planning a backpacking trip through the Amazon rainforest. Chapter 13. Hygiene Hot Shot. Okay, let's talk about hygiene. In a survival situation, it's easy to let personal hygiene fall by the wayside, but trust me, staying clean is about more than just looking and smelling good. It's also about staying healthy. So make sure you have a good supply of soap, shampoo, toothpaste, toilet paper, and hand sanitizer. And ladies, don't forget feminine hygiene products. If anyone questions your stockpile of toiletries, tell them you're preparing for a glamorous camping trip. Chapter 14. Portable Stove Prodigy. Now let's talk about cooking. When the power goes out, your microwave and oven are going to be about as useful as a pair of wet socks. That's why having a portable stove and fuel is a must-have for any prepper. Whether it's a gas-powered camping stove or a simple backpacking stove, being able to cook your own food is essential. Plus, there's just something satisfying about cooking over an open flame. It's like channeling your inner caveman or cavewoman. If anyone asks about your portable cooking setup, tell them you're training for a gourmet cooking competition in the wilderness. Chapter 15. Protective Gear Pro. Finally, let's talk about protection. And no, I'm not talking about weapons here, although hey, no judgment. I'm talking about protecting yourself from the elements, from the sun, the wind, the rain, the snow, you name it. Having a good quality raincoat, sturdy boots, a wide-brimmed hat, and some sunscreen can make a world of difference. Plus, you never know when you might need to blend in with your surroundings. If anyone asks about your tactical gear, just tell them you're really into cosplay. Outrow prepped and ready for anything. So there you have it, folks. 15 items that might make your friends and neighbors raise an eyebrow, but could also make you the most prepared person on the block. Remember, prepping isn't about being paranoid. It's about being responsible and being ready for whatever life throws your way. Plus, it's actually kind of fun to build up your stockpile and learn new survival skills. It's like a real-life video game, but with much higher stakes. So go forth, my fellow preppers, and stock up on those essentials. And remember, if anyone asks about your preps, just tell them you're making a YouTube video about it. Neural voice. And there you have it. 15 items your friends and neighbors don't need to know you have. Remember, being prepared can be fun and essential. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more prepper tips. See you next time.